begin by really asking all of you in this room who have known Donnie for a short period to a long period. This is, and I know that you know this, a very phenomenal young man. Had the opportunity to develop a relationship with Donnie that's really become, for me, a really journey to watching someone develop as a phenomenal black man making a difference. And so, before anything else, I really think that we all owe you a really round of applause. I guess one last comment in terms of that, Donnie is just so very talented. As a writer, if you know him on radio, and I guess I just remember those early writings and those earlier conversations in terms of when you first came to work with me. I guess the other comment I want to make just very brief in terms of just to make sure that everybody in this room is very clear about each and every one of you and such powerful stories and powerful talent in this room. And I know that it happens every time this occasion occurs for Donnie, but I know it happens in so many other occasions here in Baltimore when we celebrate the people that make the difference in this community. And so really the third and final comment is to be clear that often those disparities that you talked about, that we all talked about, are really not about you. They're not about what you're not doing. That so much of what we face in this community and the other communities in this country are really about institutional structural racism. It really is, for me, the core, or what's become my absolute passion, is to find the root cause. The issue that Sojourner Douglas is facing right now, they should not be facing. Absolutely. The issue that the theater is facing should not be facing. It's really about policies. And I'm not talking about legislative policies. I'm talking about administrative policies that we know that happen at the Department of Education. Had we known about it, been in front of it, could have stopped that from happening to you. We're talking about in terms of, I don't know, many of you know that in the next coming years, most people of color seeking for home ownership will not be able to obtain it because of a new policy that's in place. And so we're going to wonder 5 years, 10 years down the road, what happened to that? But I am such an advocate to be clear that all that we all do in making a difference on behalf of black men in the city, on making a difference, is that we are very clear that the whole issue of even black business is about the economic bottom line for me. And we won't get that economic bottom line. We don't understand those institutional structural policies will continue to keep us from getting there. And that is absolutely critical in terms of both figuring out and knowing that certain things can work, that our men are not doomed not to work. That is bull. That is absolute bull. And that whole issue in terms of incarceration is about, many of you may have heard the new Jim Crow. It is about institutional and structural racism. And racism is not dead. And I don't really care about interpersonal racism. I don't really care. I care about that controls the pipeline, that controls my young people's lives and my older people's lives. I care that teachers that are taught to teach in urban schools now are not taught how to teach, even though we know clearly how to teach reading. That's a policy issue. It is those issues that we must absolutely change and be on top of. It is exciting to watch the energy of the young, and hi Corey, of the young folks in this room. It is exciting. But I urge you all, whether a politician, whether a teacher, whether a service worker, whether higher education, to please begin to drill down on when you see a disproportionate number of African Americans impacted, of Latino, be clear. There's a policy out there that led to that disproportionality. And that is what we've got to stop. If we want to turn this around, you've got to stop that and change the economic outcomes. Thank you.